Yes, welcome. Welcome to episode 3 of Whole Future. I am one of your hosts. Welcome to the show. I'm Miguel, and with me are to my left and to my right. Guys, you
Isaiah
want to introduce? Yeah.
and
And
Carl,
Carter.
hello.
Yes, it's been interesting because we've been working on the web stream for like the past. You've only been watching for 3 minutes, but we've been actually working on this for the last two, like
hour.
hour and a half.
This is take
Actually,
two.
this is like a take two of the process. So maybe we'll show like edits of the first one
Behind
or
the
something like
scenes of
that, like
just trying to
behind
get
the
the stream up.
the behind the scenes of trying to get the stream up exactly. But we're glad you're here. We're glad we're live, and I think I haven't even looked at the stream, but is it looking pretty good? I
It's
would
a minute
say.
delays, so
Oh,
if you were to check it
Whoa!
now, it's still gonna be the music and the thumbnail.
here we go.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, I still got music in the thumbnail. Okay, so I'm gonna
Oh, the
trust
video's
it's going.
great.
Video's looking good. Oh, look at that! It does. It
Ooh.
looks spectacular.
Nice.
Okay, great. Very nice. We're looking at the first few seconds, so that's good. That's a
Yeah,
positive
we're just
thing.
making sure that it isn't stop motion.
Like the first
Yes.
time.
Not the
Yes,
stop
but it's
motion is
looking great.
bad.
Hmm.
Just not what we're going for.
Yeah, no, it looks great. It looks awesome. So, this is officially. Thank you, Isaiah, for doing that. But it's looking really great. So yeah, we're in episode 3, and we are doing. If you've been watching, we've normally done on location for the first couple of episodes, and so today we are technically on location, but we're on location on the internet doing a live broadcast. So this is the first time we're doing it. So please bear
Wow.
with us. We're still learning, but this is great. Look at this. We are connecting, but we're also in various locations. So that's exciting.
Yeah, this is
I'm
pretty
snacking
cool.
away
We can
too.
cover a lot of topics this way.
Yes, and so I think it's going to be really beneficial. Um, are we going to have locations? Are we going to have different places? Yes, we definitely are looking forward to doing that. I think this is really great too. This is going to give us a chance to kind of like talk instantly about up and coming things and keep with the wave of all the things that are happening within a moment's notice, which is really cool. I think this format will be really beneficial when like something either actually launches simultaneously.
We
Like
could
I can
be
I
talking about the event we're actually watching live at the same time. The products are being announced.
Absolutely. I think that would be that's yeah, I wasn't even like really considering that until now, but that would be amazing. Can you imagine just kind of like showcasing streaming as we're hearing and going? That would be really fun. And then that way we can kind of do like sort of a live stream of that.
Yeah, very
Um,
cool.
so we have that in plan. We have podcast issues in plan. Thank you to everyone that's been listening. We've been definitely. It looks like we've been getting a few listens online. So thanks to the team, thanks to the group, thanks to
Yeah,
all
everyone
our.
who's spending the time to listen to our voices, that's so cool that you're enjoying it. And if you have any questions or anything like you want to recommend to us, definitely reach out to us.
Yeah, that would be really great. And so we look forward to hearing your comments, seeing what your thoughts are, what you find positive, or even things that we can improve. So
Yeah,
we definitely appreciate our audience, and we appreciate you guys for tuning in and even broadcasting, or tuning into our broadcast this evening. So that's great. Very cool. All
very
right, guys.
nice.
So I think we can jump right into it.
Let's get started.
Let's talk about it. Yeah.
So the first thing that we have up, we have three things on the docket tonight. We have Disney
Yes.
Plus. We have the YouTube and Kappa situation that's happening online between the FEC or the FTC and YouTube.
That's an
And
interesting.
then also we're
Yes.
going to finish it talking about the Tesla Cybertruck. So let's get into it with Disney Plus.
Ah, yes. Well, first, how many have you guys subscribed? Because I definitely have subscribed to it.
Yes, I
Car-
took advantage of the D23 offer, so
Not
I paid
subscribed.
$143 for 3 years.
Oh man, that's awesome. I didn't know they offered the 3 years for $143.
Yeah, so that works out to $4 a month. I'm paying for just Disney Plus. That's not Hulu or ESPN Plus as well. That's just the Disney Plus streaming service because I already have Netflix, so I don't need Hulu and ESPN. But yeah, $4 a month.
Whoa! And was that at the 2019, or was
That
this in
was
20?
a promotion they sent out to all D23 members.
So
Oh
I'm
wow!
looking at the website right now, and you can get the Hulu plus ESPN, which is $13 a month, or
$12.99,
alone is $7 a month.
which is great. It's a great deal.
Okay. I haven't been able to. So Hulu Plus. So I'm on the family share plan.
Mm-hmm.
So I have relatives that we use and kind of use that Hulu. And I definitely have been watching nothing but Disney Plus, to be honest. I'm a little biased though because I have a 3-year-old, and so we he loves the cartoons. He loves watching them. But I have to admit, like this was probably one of the best things I've seen to come from them, because I was one of those, guys, parents buying, like, renting and kind of buying the movie,
Mm-hmm.
making sure that, like, it was sort of like a for sure visual, testing it on YouTube to see if, like, my son would like the characters, or before investing, like
Mm-hmm.
playing certain scenes from, like, like Aladdin, let's say. If he looked like he was interested in it, then I went ahead and I bought or rented the movie, or then bought it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really great to be able to have, like, the full archive of films all within it. And I mean, it's like almost everything.
That Disney has
With
created,
Yes, and I only say almost.
even ABC stuff.
Good question. No, I don't recall seeing much of ABC, but you have your Pixar. You got, gosh, we have Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, National Geographic. I think I'm missing one within the mix there.
Mm-hmm.
The classics as well, and even like exclusive content too, such as The Mandalorian. I've been watching that these last few days or few
So how do you
weeks.
feel the custom
Mhm.
content is juxtaposed to their official original Disney stuff before Disney Plus?
The custom content. Let's see.
It really depends.
Yeah.
Do you think
Like,
people are applying to this to watch those new shows, or they're just going for the back catalog?
I think it's more back catalog with a slight interest in, like, the new content. Almost skeptical, because I was skeptical, because I was sort of like,
Yeah.
what are they really offering? The Star Wars Mandalorian maybe, but that could be potentially hit or miss. I think they had a few other shows in there, like I think it was like a
Imagineering
Pixar.
Story.
Which one was that, Kurt? Sorry.
The Imagineering Story.
The
Oh yeah.
Imagineering story.
Yeah, the Imagineering Story, which is a original documentary, which is the director Leslie Iwerks, who directed, I think, a Pixar story.
Mm-hmm.
Great documentary about Pixar and the founding, and then same director created the Imagineering Story, which is the story of Imagineering. I haven't watched the entire thing, but what I've seen so far has been really good, pretty intriguing,
Yeah.
and so that original content has been good. Mandalorian, I think, has been really good because that's Jon Favreau, the director of Lion King, and gosh, he's been Iron Man. I think Iron
Yeah,
Man
he
2 or
even
3.
did the movie Chef, which was really good.
Chef, yes, and even
he
further
plays
back.
Happy in the MCU too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and overall, he's been very he's sort of like this figure within Disney, like really into storytelling. So that's always been his sort of trend, or MO, and which is like just great shows, great stories, great content. That's always been his thing, and we're starting to see him now do this for the Mandalorian show, and I think it's kind of on there pretty well. It feels good. the show has sort of like this sort of cinematic feel, like this other films are. Um, it's it's feeling pretty good so far, even though I'm only about 3 episodes in with it. I mean, they've only shown three up to this point, so that's good.
Also, it's
Um,
periodic releasing, so like once every week.
well, Mandalorian is every Friday,
Okay.
and Imagineering, I'm not sure. Maybe Carter, you know, but I think they may have released it all at once. I don't know if they're
They
doing it every
released
other week.
they released Imagineering Story and Mandalorian on the same days.
Oh, okay.
Pretty sure. I
So
think they released all the episodes on the same days.
yeah, it's
Their
great.
release schedule's weird.
Yeah, I noticed that too. Like Fridays.
Yeah.
I mean, I honestly I thought that it was Sundays because it feels like everyone had a new episode on Sunday night, right? So so when I started hearing that like it was releasing on Friday, I was like, oh wow, like who watches anything on Friday? Like maybe back in the '90s I would watch stuff released on Fridays, but essentially now it's very much Sundays typically, but they're releasing Friday content. So for whatever reason, um, so that's been okay. I don't mind it so much that. What I do mind is the interface. Oh man, that user experience, a little bumpy in the
Mm-hmm.
beginning.
Isaiah,
I
if
mean,
you want to pull up the user interface, I sent you
well,
my
little
line.
little blip. I mean, I don't know. I guess when you have a 3-year-old, it can get a little crazy.
Just
Um,
don't show it.
yeah, like they just added the restart button, but in the beginning it was a little weird to see, sort of like play, and I think I think if it's like if you go towards the end, it kind of previews the next clip, and then you have to like move forward. At least on the Apple TV, it seems like you have to do that. But yeah, for some reason I had to like wait until the end. If I had to restart or replay, I had to rewind and restart it on the Apple TV. But
Mm-hmm.
then you couldn't. But now they put a restart button with it. So I think on PC it might just be
Yeah, I'm looking at
not
it right now.
visible.
I don't have an account,
But
so I can't get in.
oh,
I
okay.
sent you my login info.
Oh, okay. Then I
Just
won't show
just
this.
don't show my info.
Don't show the password so that all 4 people watching will take it, right?
Yeah,
And in the interim, I will have a wafer,
A wafa.
a vanilla wafer to
Just a single
entertain.
vanilla wafa.
Just a single one. Yeah, but
the interface was bumpy, but it was very good. It was very solid for that being that it's version 1. I think it was
Yeah.
a very good start, and they're just gonna keep adding to it and keep perfecting it. Like, what we're gonna be seeing is some pretty solid stuff.
Yeah, I think so. I think well, I mean, just for my own experience, I have not gone back to Netflix yet. I mean, I haven't really logged in since I started watching. I've just been watching nothing but the Disney content.
Mm-hmm.
I think I started watching it.
Breaking Bad on Netflix.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, I've been I don't have enough time for the Breaking Bad yet, or any binging for that matter. But out of the time that I do have, I rewatched Avengers. I watched the Imagineering Story, a couple episodes into that. Just today I was watching like Bambi with my son, and just getting into that. So it's kind of nice to be able to kind of share some of the old content and just see it. Um, and then I was like pleasantly surprised to see like the nostalgia or the vintage shows, like Tron, or the movies like Tron.
Oh, Tron!
You know,
Tron's great.
yeah, they had that on there too.
One weird show that's on here is The World According to Jeff Goldblum. That dude is weird.
Have
you seen that?
Yes.
I have not seen that show.
What
is up with that show?
That dude is weird. Like, he's cool, and then you watch a show and you're like, he is a weird guy.
Is that a reality show, or what is it?
No, it's just, he goes around, so he has 3 different episodes. One's on sneakers, one's on ice cream, and one's on tattoos.
Okay.
and then like deep dives into all of them,
Wow.
and it's very odd. It's very
Um,
odd.
I'm
But
intrigued.
this business model, we're just talking about the streaming business model, right? And
Yes. Oh yes.
this this is not new. This has been around. This pay to watch an extensive library of play on demand, streaming on demand. It's not new. But however, it is. Um, Disney came in and they're doing something different, and that's they own all this content. They don't have to pay anyone to put this content on the site. They either bought it from people straight out, or they but they own the content, right? So and the content that they're making exclusively for Disney Plus, and I think the big three are The Mandalorian, The Imagineering Story, and The World According to Jeff Goldblum. All the other original content that and High School Musical, the musical, the series.
Yeah.
Also Encore. I'm just naming off of the original content in order that's on the playlist.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
we have The Mandalorian, High School Musical, the musical, the series, Encore, The World According to Jeff Goldblum. I think the big one, which is the feature-length movie, Lady and the Tramp.
Yeah, I was
The
surprised to
live
hear about
action.
that.
The Imagineering Story, Noelle, Pixar in Real Life. A lot of these are shorts. These are things that, in my opinion, should not be on Disney Plus. They will name fillers to make people go. They have a lot on this platform, but we look at like Pixar in Real Life, right? Right now they only have one episode, and it's 6 minutes long. Right? That's a YouTube. That's YouTube content. That's not Disney content. Right. So that's my hot take on Disney Plus, and it's great. It's fun, but they own Deadpool. I want Deadpool.
They don't have that on there.
Oh, yeah. It's not. I don't even recall seeing that. That's a
no.
I didn't know they own Deadpool as well. Wow.
They own Deadpool because of 21st Century Fox.
That's right.
All the rated R content should have its own place on Disney Plus.
See, that's what now we're getting interesting, because then it becomes an issue of like, what goes on this site, what doesn't go on that site.
Right.
So, because like I had noticed, so another piece of original content they have is the Pixar shorts. There's like this Pixar shorts that are going on in there. I think they're called Spark Films or Pixar Spark Pluses, if I'm not mistaken, and they're really cute. They're awesome. They're like 6 minutes long. There's like 3 or 4 content videos. One of them was I think called Pearl, Purl, and I watched it, and it was good. It was basically like a Pixar short, and it has some interesting stories. And this one was basically, it was about a ball of yarn named Pearl. Like literally, it was a ball. She was a pink ball of yarn.
Oh yeah, I
with
saw this.
with hands and feet, and she starts her first day at a financial firm, and it's nothing but men. Right?
I'm looking at it now.
Yeah, and it's cool. It's great. I think at the end, what took me was that she said ass. Like, let's go get that ass. Like something to that effect. Exactly. That reaction that you had, Isaiah. And I was like, whoa, like they actually threw in a little risque material here, right? Because if I'm a parent, I might just kind of be a little surprised by that. So, I was like, oh, this is on Disney Plus, right? So I found it kind of interesting that the kind of content was on there. But that definitely makes me wonder if like Deadpool and all these other Sony features that they're planning to eventually like maybe reboot and launch into theaters are going to be a part of that too. Because I saw The Simpsons was also a part of the list as well.
I think the reason why they're not wanting to put it on Disney Plus right now is because they want to put it on Hulu. But people who are really interested in that exclusive Disney rated R content, like Alien, for example, I would love a horror movie category on Disney Plus. Now that means you make a. And this has always been the problem with the Disney brand, well, it's all family friendly. There was
Right.
a little line of little family friendly or adult rated or PG-13. If they put Alien on there, even if they put like, we don't even need the full on Deadpool. They want to put the Deadpool 2 like holiday edition that they released last year during the holidays. Put that on there. Like, give us something. What I saw that was really interesting too. If you go to Avatar, and I'm curious to see what other movies they did this with. Avatar is a PG-13 film, right?
Yeah, I'm on the page right now.
If you go to Avatar, if you go to Avatar and you go to extras, there was a family edition.
Oh yeah, I see that.
Which is
Now-
interesting because the movie, if you recall, it does have some violence and it does have a sex scene. So they're tailoring also even a little sexual or violent content, they're tailoring that for families. And if they're already doing that, you should make a family category that's separated from this.
That's a good point. It makes you wonder if they're, if Disney's gonna do them a little bit more or not. Like I don't think necessarily they will. I mean, right now the channel's so new, it almost seems like there's no way for it to be. And I think Isaiah, you have it pulled up there on screen, so people are kind of watching it. But yeah, it's pretty good. But at the end, she does kind of like, try to be like one of the boys, and sort of like says something, has some, like a little surprising language and things of that sort. But going back to what you're saying, Carter, yeah, the content is going to be really interesting because like if they have such a huge catalog, then they have to be selective about the things that they actually put on there and they put online, and it makes you wonder like, what are they going to do with those kind of films that are like a little bit risque? Are they going to put it on Plus? Is it going to be another channel? Is it going to be like, Disney, for, I mean, it sounds weird just saying it like Disney for adults, but is it going to be a Disney Plus Plus or something of that sort? But for the moment, I don't think they're really going to do that. If anything, I think they're just going to be very selective in the content, and then maybe roll it out on their channel, followed by like rolling it out on a different network where they have like a stake in their company or something of that sort.
Yeah.
So
what I really want on Disney Plus though is I want all the old school content. There is one episode of Walt Disney's Wonderful World of Color on there, and I've already watched it. It's wonderful. It's the episode where Walt himself goes behind the scenes of Disneyland and he shows you like all the stuff he's doing with like Abe Lincoln, Small World, and all that. It's a lovely episode. I want all that content from all the Disneyland TV shows. I'm a big theme park nerd. I want all the original like Walt, anything that Walt was in front of a camera. I want that on the website so I can watch it. Does it make sense?
yeah, no, I think you want everything and anything, right?
Yeah.
Like exclusive.
Because
I think they'll bring that.
It's really hard to find like something from 1967 on the internet, like a good version, and you like especially like a TV show, like it's
I'm
almost
sure they have
impossible
an
to
archive
find.
of Disney video.
They do. They do have an archive, but yeah, not everything's on there because I mean, there was a I think it was in 19. Actually, I could just look it up right now. I think it was like a Raid from Above, It was Disney's. Oh my gosh, it was a Disney film, Attack from Above or something like that.
You know, another thing I would add to Disney Plus,
Mhm.
but they are never going to add it to Disney Plus as long as Iger is CEO.
Okay, what was that?
Son of the South.
What's that?
That is that is Disney's movie of it's incredibly racist. It's an incredibly racist and like sketchy film, but it was made in the '60s and the '50s
Mhm.
when Disney did like live action and animation together.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a timepiece, and they have a ride based on this IP at Disneyland and Splash Mountain, of course. I would love to see that movie on the platform. And all they have to do is put this does not reflect the views and opinions of the Walt Disney Company today. If they said that,
Excuse me.
it should be fine.
Well, I think they already
Man.
started that. They have disclaimers like for Dumbo saying that this was made at a different time. It's not up to date with the political culture of today.
Yeah, I think you're correct.
They're already doing that.
Man, yeah. See, like right now, I'm still trying to figure out like the name of the like. So right now, I've been googling like a list of Walt Disney's World War II productions. Right, like you will never see that at all. But they made like a whole thing for the United States Army, like
Oh
training
yeah,
films.
yeah they did.
And
They have
so,
that.
I mean that's never ever been a part of it. Part of
They
their
never
archive.
released any of that because it was all propaganda films.
Exactly. So
I can't
you
even
won't get
find
that.
anything on YouTube.
But that's
More
the
than
thing.
likely.
If they really want to, they release it in their own section as a timepiece. And I think if they do that, people will go nuts for it.
In a
Oh,
good
here we
and bad way, probably.
Well, as long as they put disclaimers and be like careful with it, it should be fine.
Yeah. And it just kind of depends on like the definition of like what exactly is like, what's appropriate, what's not appropriate, and I feel like they'll probably want to do something maybe later where they add even more exclusive content. I mean, it's not even like a month, I would say, since they released it.
No, yeah.
So,
Oh, I know what this movie is.
Is this the Netflix killer though? That we thought it was gonna be.
good question. Yet to be told, I think. Um, I think it was smart of them to pull together all the resources and make a streaming service. I think they had the money, the ability, the content for it to be the case. And honestly, I think it was smart because Netflix was getting so big, and it almost seems like every week or every other day they were releasing like a mini series or a full
Yeah.
series.
I mean, they're just throwing
And
money at people.
yeah, and so Disney's sort of like, I think we can collect some money off of this because why are they gonna give royalties or even a percentage of airtime, you know, for their products? I think Netflix proved that they could do their own channel. Is it a Netflix killer? Time will tell, because now that Netflix had a little bit of excuse me, an Academy Award nomination for like a couple like one of their films and shows. Um, it's gonna be it's already kind of proven itself to be a channel that can potentially have content that can win awards, win Oscars, things of that sort.
Yeah.
So, I think it could be a Netflix killer, but then Netflix does have a lot of content for
Yeah.
all ages. I mean, they got a lot, you know what I mean? So, I don't think their kid category is all that great, I think that's where Disney wins, obviously.
Hopefully.
And
The
Disney
way they,
stole everything from them too.
I
So.
mean, massive
yes,
sledgehammer to Netflix in that department.
yeah. So, you know, I feel like Netflix will always be there for those folks that want it's sort of like the less filtered material shows, you know, a little bit more real and things of that sort. Um, you know, Hulu has their own sort of thing. I think it's just going to be like a repeat of television, to be honest. You know.
And that's where it's going. It's television. This will kill television.
Oh yeah, I mean, it will kill television, but it basically
Network
will
is
be
already
just
dead.
another. I mean, I think it'll be just another medium. You know, it's going to be because
Well,
it's you know I pay for internet, but do I really want to pay $5, 15, $12, you know, and $8 a month for all these you know channels, and then think to myself, well, it's almost this. I'm just about paying the same as cable, you know, so
Yeah, I think they have
it's
to relook at their pricing structure because Netflix is one of the most expensive streaming services as of right
and
now.
and
it's
it was the
$13 a month.
and was the only one that, for mind you, like I mean, it felt like one of the largest ones and the only ones that was kind of getting people to come back. And now they got an issue, right? Because now they have to actually make their streaming pay off, literally. You know, before it was just keep growing, keep growing, keep growing. We'll figure out the advertising and or the revenue model at a later point. Now we have Disney coming in, creating original content and everything of that sort, getting a subscription that's significantly less than your Netflix that's specialized. I mean, I think everyone's carving out a niche for themselves in their content and in their network. And I think Netflix was just the sort of like the end all be all until now, until all these other companies kind of caught
Yeah,
up.
and you have to see where they came from. Netflix started off with the renting to take out Blockbuster, and that's where they just slotted into that space without too much struggle. So this is actually the first time that they actually have to contend with another competitor, really going at their own game.
I think
Exactly.
the the competitor that to watch out for, honestly, in this field has just started, and this has not produced content at all before, and
Oh,
that's
that's true.
Apple TV Plus. I watched a couple of episodes for All Mankind, but there's not enough on that platform to justify that cost.
And it's a good and how much is the Apple television as well? Was it
So it
$8 a
is
month?
$5 a month, but it's free if you have a new iPhone. Any new Apple product, it comes with it for free for a whole year.
Yeah, and I think I remember hearing something about that where it was
Which is that's where they're gonna get people to do it.
right,
Well, people
and I
already
think
have
it
it without knowing that they
I
already
will
have it,
be
so it's
right
free
back.
for them.
right, and we lost Carter there for a second.
Oh no.
So
I'll be right
we
back.
Okay.
oh, okay, no worries. All right,
They
hopefully,
are marketing towards kids. They have the Daily Show. They have the Stoopy. They have that space one. They have the one that all the people are blind. So it's
correct.
pretty diverse.
Yeah, and I agree. I think you know they're still young in the game, but I when we as we're talking about that, I kind of it reminds me of an episode. Forget the channel, but they were talking a little bit about how Apple is really going after the Amazon Prime sort of model, which is you know they're trying to be um, you know offer services, streaming services directly to Apple customers, and that's their base, right? Like they don't have to really like go and build somebody from scratch per se. What they really all they have to do is just sell the device, offer it for free, and eventually the customer is just sort of going to gravitate towards that show because it's easier, it's accessible, maybe it's you know free or less you know than the competitors, and Apple's just trying to get the numbers, get the people to sign up so that they can hopefully offer better content later in the future. But you know,
I
I
think it's
thought
a
about
pretty strong
for All
lineup.
Mankind.
just from looking
Well,
at
yeah,
the trailer.
yeah, it's all about storytelling, right? It's all about making good work. So I'm very curious to see how Apple like creates a show, and if the way they create the show has the same level of like interest and visual rigor as like you know any other show that's out there or channel really. Like,
Yeah, I'm just
and I
looking at this post, speaking about Netflix, where they just dropped the same level or a little bit more money as they did for Game of Thrones on this new series that
mm,
they're rebooting that was a animation from Nickelodeon. And they're
mm,
rebooting this show into live action.
yeah, I'm looking at some of this here too, but um, gosh, yeah, it's there's so much content,
It's pretty crazy,
but
actually.
yeah, it's gonna be really interesting to see where everybody goes with the streaming. Um, gosh, I mean, am I paying for all this? Yes. Am I looking to maybe remove them? Yeah. I Netflix. I still think I'm not completely sold. Um, but again, I'm a different type of viewer, right? Like I have the child, and so with the kid, obviously that content is going to be a little bit more appealing, and they, now we're thinking about this, or I'm thinking about it, I mean, they do have Disney Plus, excuse me, Disney Junior, Disney, the
Yeah, all
Disney
the kids' morning shows.
morning shows. I think I forget the name, Disney Junior, Disney XD. Those shows are still
And
there,
Disney
and
Channel,
Disney
which has
Channel.
all of their shows, Phineas and Ferb. Well, I haven't watched them forever, but a bunch of
Yes,
other
and
stuff.
some of the Mickey and some of the Disney Junior shows are also on Disney Plus. So it's like you're still getting some of the prime content from some of these channels all in one. Um, and I think it's a good move. I think it's going to be good for them. I mean, I from my friends and from what I'm seeing, I think it's going to be good there. Apple, I've heard people say that Apple's good too. I've had a couple people recommend to me, you should watch Apple, you should watch this show. I think you would like it, and but I still think that Apple is still trying to do like this Amazon model, which is like, let's just get the
They'll
products
have
in people's
stuff
hands.
out there, right?
Yeah, let's get hardware in their hands and let's offer the channel for free, and let's get the numbers so big, so high that they're better than all the competitors, and then we'll raise the price.
Yeah, I think
No,
Netflix is the one out here that hasn't really innovated as of right now that we've seen. I mean, they're purchasing some pretty big name shows, and I guess they're
Hmm.
banking on just having the more content than anyone. They're having that big pool of content, but
Hmm.
they are losing The Office and some other shows that a lot of people watch. So I'm really curious if those shows go, those primary shows that really are the main watching experience on Netflix that people just use it for, if people are going to look at that price and be like, hey, I'm going to switch. Yeah, I'm paying $9 a month for the minimum. I think it's 16 or something like $20 a month
Hmm.
when the other are just like $6 and $7 a month. I mean, that's a pretty big difference.
I know. And all these number talks is like making me like fall asleep practically, because it's like because there will come a point where it's like I that somebody's gonna have to lower their prices,
Yeah.
to a set standard. And I like competition, and I think competition is healthy. And I think competition will make people either reevaluate their price structure, reevaluate their content, reevaluate how they're marketing. It's gonna make things better for us, the viewer, and I
no.
think it's gonna make the shows that much better too. And
Yeah, so
Um,
Netflix,
just
uh,
just
yeah,
I need to head out real quick.
mhm.
Uh, Time got away from me. I didn't expect it to take so I have to
No
leave you
worries.
guys on this note. Um, but yeah, I'll see you guys next time.
all right.
See you
All
in a bit.
right, thanks, Carter.
Bye.
All right, all right. See you soon. Appreciate it. All right. So conversation happens. This is live streaming, so this is what happens on the live stream, man. But I think at the end of the time, we will have. I think time will tell. Time will definitely tell, and it will show us a little bit about like what's going to be possible for the shows, and what's good. It's a good start.
Yeah.
I think it's a good start. I think Disney Plus will slowly grow. I think Disney Plus will slowly grow. I think they have some good content, just period to begin with, and we'll probably see other things coming down the pipeline for Netflix. Although I'm not too, although it doesn't sound like putting all episodes of Victorious is going to move the needle for them. I was a little surprised when I heard that, but I think Netflix has it cut out for them. I think a lot of streaming services wants a piece of their action, and I think Netflix is significantly ahead of the game to make some moves. The question is, what are they going to do?
They're pretty in debt from all these shows that they're spending on, so it's just kind of rolling over. So they're not. I don't know if they're really making money. I'm seeing that Disney is offering Hulu plus ESPN and Olive Plus for $13 a month, which the competition is not even there for Netflix because it's just Netflix.
So it sounds like Netflix might need to make a few acquisitions if that's the case.
Yeah, it seems like they are a standalone service as we know them, but they are going to need some probably big changes.
But then they've always kind of been at this point before, right? They've always seemed to advance. They've always seemed to go forward. They wanted streaming, and they seem to be and they were trying to grow their base, and now companies have caught up. I wonder where they're going to innovate. I wonder where they're going to actually do something interesting.
Yeah.
It makes me wonder if all the other companies are going to do the same thing, because let's say Disney takes over. We're going to have the same conversation about Disney when it comes to the way we're talking about Netflix. I feel like, we're going to be asking the questions like, where's the new content? Are they going to do this? They're going to do that. I don't know. Maybe Netflix will acquire a studio, or they'll merge with maybe Amazon. I don't know.
I think one of the benefits for them is they have such a large variety of content constantly coming out, and such a big stream of people and audience that they're appealing to, because their name is synonymous with streaming, right? So you think of streaming, you think of Netflix. I mean, there's what other streaming service are you going to think of when you think of a streaming service? There's YouTube, but YouTube really has the free market right now. It could change, but those are the key cornerstone pieces of the internet when it comes to video and content and media consumption.
And so brand wins over everything, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Man.
Unless they do something terrible to destroy their brand.
Well, they've always done. Well, not always. I mean, the first time they raised their prices, I know that people were upset, and so that you would think that would be the end of them. But then afterwards, they survived, and people like myself stayed with their service and continued to stream. Mostly because there was no other options at the time, if I remember correctly, or not good enough options. So. But that's a good point, Isaiah. They basically sort of put streaming on the map. So it makes you wonder, what are they hiding in their development, R&D, or just strategy?
2020 and 2021 are going to be big years for Netflix, and they are going to have to be, because their shareholders are going to be breathing down their neck, saying, "Hey, we just see that this company released this. They have their own series here. It's doing this well." And they're going to be expecting Netflix to probably come in and even do better because of who they are.
It makes me wonder too if they're going to acquire like a movie theater or something to that effect, much the same way like Amazon did
Mm-hmm.
um,
Have
in their acquisition.
physical brick and mortar location.
Yes, because then it makes you wonder like, well, Amazon, from what I understand, did this so that they can collect a good percentage of revenue because if they had original content and that content was released in a movie theater and essentially what they're all they have to do is just collect a good significant portion of money from the theater and from the watchers and the goers. So that might actually help them a little bit.
Yeah, but then you have to
Um,
think of running costs and all the other stuff that comes along with it. Right now, they are an online only store. I don't think they do DVDs anymore, or if they do, it's in only select parts of the U.S. and outside. So really, the maintenance cost is just paying for the servers and most likely upgrading them with more storage and maintaining their website. Those are probably their costs on top of obviously creating and paying for people to create the shows. So production houses and doing all that. But a lot of their I've seen a couple of oh no, this was on Amazon. A couple of web series on Amazon from YouTube actually made its way onto Amazon Prime Video as a series. This guy who I was watching it was actually very interesting. Who sells his house and starts to live on a canal, and it's all shot on his little camcorder in 1080p. It's definitely not a big production. It's just him doing it, but it's on Amazon Prime as a series, just like any other TV show would be on there. So I was very curious on what the vetting process was for that because obviously the production was just him filming with his camera and there was really no money behind it. I don't think he just wanted to document his life and his transition. So I don't know if he's now making money because it's on Amazon Prime or if they just posted it. But I was just curious if Netflix would be open to doing something similar to that because I haven't really seen any similar content on Netflix like that. I've seen some cool documentaries, but they're all Netflix promoted documentaries.
well, maybe they will. I mean, maybe it might be as easy as them,
Like
making
opening it to the public.
acquisitions, opening it to the public, and maybe it's yeah, maybe it's as simple as, hiring or taking a YouTube show and going mainstream with it, you know? I mean, it's it almost seems like a win-win. It's like I can go to this person, offer them more money and to be on my show on Netflix. They have a base, they have a user base. They're gonna promote it. They're gonna promote it to their audience. It almost seems like that would be like the smarter strategy, right? Where
Yeah.
they start picking up all like you're saying, all these like big name influencers with large followings, and instantly I can go if I offer these people, these influencers, um, more airtime or special whatever opportunities to bring on my show, maybe it's more money or something like that. I've pretty much acquired most of their base, most of their users, most of their watchers. So can you imagine like basically saying, okay, we need like 4 or 5 million subscribers or something like that. So, and then it was as easy as just calling somebody that has 5 million subscribers or 20 million subscribers
And
and just
bringing their whole
basically,
base over to Netflix or whatever service. What really
mm-hmm,
strikes me in this conversation is that obviously you have consumable content, which is the media on their servers, but once someone watches a series, unless it's something like The Office or Seinfeld or something that's kind of like easily rewatchable, they're done with that show. That unless it's something they're going to be showing to their friends later, maybe they'll watch it once or three times at the most. But I
mm-hmm,
know when I watch something, I move on to the next because there's so much content to watch all the time. You really don't have that much time. I mean, as it is, I can't
yeah,
even watch TV shows, and when I do watch it, it's like 3 episodes max, and then I'll go. So when I finish a series, I'm going to move on to the next series. So
mm-hmm,
really, the ability for them to show you what they have because it appeals to you and they know what you like to watch. So having that algorithm or whatever show you stuff that you're going to be interested in, so you watch it, and it finds that content finds you because it's very difficult if you ever try to search for a specific show on Netflix or any streaming service, it's actually pretty difficult. Have you ever noticed that the recommended content is typically what you watch because it's just there and easy to watch?
You're right. And that's been something they've been working on for a while. The famous like algorithm to make the suggestions, and I think there was even like a competition a few times where they offer like $1 million to like the best predictor. So
that keeps people watching. That keeps people engaged, and more engagement means more watch time, which means that you're going to continue your subscription. So
yeah, but maybe it's smart for them not to take that or make that a reality, because like YouTube's already starting to get a little bit of flack for that because they've let like anyone watch their shows or their influencers,
no, I think it's
right?
like the first 3 episodes, and then after that, if you're interested, then you have to be subscribed.
Okay. Well, I mean, time will only tell, but I mean, I hope that whatever the outcomes are, whatever they do, that they're thinking really smart about it, because yeah, it almost seems like if they could, I mean, it almost seems like they want to be like Amazon, but they might need to be moving faster than Amazon, as fast, if not faster than Amazon when it comes to their content and streaming services and things like that. So maybe it's an efficiency question. Maybe it's a question of like prediction, how to make it like more predictable, and for recommendations. And maybe it's a combination of them acquiring watchers from YouTube channels, like getting that kind of like that trifecta, like the perfect setup, where it's like I have influencers coming to the show. And they're bringing in their millions of watchers base and things of that sort, and we have just opportunities to access them all, but do it all cohesively is good. But you need like a really good leader for them to kind of like make that a reality.
Yeah, for them to execute on that mission, so it's not just a bunch of white noise.
Exactly.
So it's appealing.
Well, time will tell, but I will definitely
move on to our next topic, which would be the truck.
Gosh, honestly, I think I want to save it only because there's an early day tomorrow.
It's late,
and it's going late. I know, so there's a lot going on there. And honestly, I probably may have like semi-dozed off in this episode here and there. So, or my brain's already beginning to like go up to another place.
I'm just focused on watching the camera, so I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, no, I'm already like noticing like, okay, I look crazy tired, but that's fine. I think Cybertruck, I think we can save it for next time. I think we've proven that this works.
Yeah.
So webcamming, I think this is great. I think we can like go back tomorrow and talk about this stuff, which is great. And then we have another episode ready to go.
Yeah, I'm totally not opposed to trying this out again, as soon as possible.
Yeah, I think this is great. And I mean, to have Carter online, which is awesome, give his 2 cents, his input, I think was great. I think this works. I think this is like a really good setup. And just like our places, our connections, our studios, our wannabe fancy studios, I guess you want to call it.
Make it work.
Yeah, I think we can make it work. So I think it works. I think it's good. I think it's a good sign.
Yeah.
As for podcasting too, I'm looking forward to creating a more in-depth podcast. I think we were talking a little bit about that, Isaiah, but we'll kind of flesh it out. But essentially going into the why of things and might be the next stage for podcasting. So, but we'll talk about it a little bit later at a future episode as well. So we can talk about that with maybe the Tesla Cybertruck reveal as well.
All right.
And oh my gosh, it's Thanksgiving this week. So
I know.
hello.
Ridiculousness.
I know. So definitely want to thank.
Yeah, the 28th.
I mean, yes. So definitely. This is exciting. I'm super thankful for this show launching. Thank you, Isaiah, for all that you're doing. And Carter's doing as well. This is really good. And so I'm super thankful that we're moving. And it's fun, and we're having these conversations. And I think we're going to flush these things out really well. So we'll save the Cybertruck for another time. We'll go over our notes, and then we'll continue to modify and improve and make the channel better. But I think we'll look back and be like, this was fun. This was a fun start looking back at it
exciting.
a little bit.
I'm very happy for maybe whoever watched this, and I'm glad that we were able to figure this medium out, and look forward to more in the future.
Yeah, and I definitely look forward to more as well in the future, and going deeper into things as we figure out once we figure out all the technical issues and just seeing what feels comfortable. I look forward to getting into like even more in-depth discussions on things that are relevant and up and coming in technology, and really sharing some input. And I'm thankful to the watchers as well. Those watchers that have watched live at one point, and the watchers that are watching even after this live stream. So if you guys have comments, questions, or just, I don't know, I'll probably have funny remarks as well from this episode, but please like, please subscribe, and please share this episode with anyone that might benefit from it, and definitely in the comment section below, tell us what part of the show you liked or found insightful and valuable. What are some of those key minute marks that made a difference in the show for you? We would love to hear more information. Yeah. But definitely want to wish you guys an awesome Thanksgiving, and definitely an awesome night tonight as well, wherever you're watching, wherever you see us from. And definitely thankful to Carter and Isaiah as well for everything that they're doing, and for participating and just making it out tonight and making the streams work. So
yeah, very cool.
Thank you guys.
All right.
I appreciate it.
So that's gonna be us. That's gonna be us calling it a night, and done for talking about streaming and all the other stuff we talked about.
Very cool. All right. Well then, I guess we'll do the official outro. We said this on the first episode, but I'm going to try to make a habit of doing that. Thank you guys for watching. Remember, you can change one choice can change your whole future. There you go.
All right.
All right. Good night.
Good night.